New regulations on how the death penalty is carried out in Taiwan come into force today. And the rules are drawing fierce criticism from rights groups that say they remove some legal protections. Rick Glauert has been following the issue of capital punishment in Taiwan and joins us live from our newsroom in Taipei. Rick, what do these changes mean?
So it's a small but significant tweak from the Ministry of Justice that means that whilst an extraordinary appeal, which is effectively a last resort legal challenge to an execution, is ongoing, a prisoner can still be executed. Previously, whilst an appeal like this was ongoing, an execution could not be carried out. Rights groups, as you said, speaking out against this change, including the Taiwan Association of Human Rights, saying that it puts those prisoners on death row at risk and that executions may now happen faster and that there is a greater chance of a miscarriage of justice. The death penalty is a big issue here in Taiwan. There's widespread support for it among the public. But this change comes after the Constitutional Court was asked to weigh in on the issue last year and actually limited the crimes that could be punished by death. This is the first. There's only been one execution carried out since that ruling, the one and only execution under the current president, who has the final say on executions. So to find out more about the issue of capital punishment in Taiwan, I spoke to Taipei-based lawyer Casey Yang, and I began by asking him if this change would mean more executions here in Taiwan.
It might be, but however, this new rule is not going to say the government should execute more people. This new rule is trying to loosen the rule for the government to execute. For example, in the past, this rule put on some limitation for the government cannot execute. However, in the new rule, it take away a little bit limitation. The original rule was that if there was some pending case, such as constitutional appeal or such as another kind of remedy, is taking place, that the death penalty cannot be carried out. However, this rule has been removed. So nowadays, the government can carry out the execution, even if those cases still have some pending in the court.
Given that this change has seen opposition from human rights groups, legal professionals, why do you think the current Taiwan government would want to make this change to the death penalty?
In my opinion, the government, they want to respond to the public opinion because many Taiwanese people in the past criticized that the death penalty for being carried out too slowly. So I think this is a major issue for the government to do this. They want to take out some limitation, so they can easily to carry out the execution. The execution of the death penalty has always been highly political in Taiwan because in Taiwan it is easily stir public emotion. So the politicians like to manipulate this issue in Taiwan, and sometimes the government may also choose to carry out execution when their approval rating are low to please the public. So this issue is always public. It's not merely a legal issue. It's always a political issue in Taiwan.
And why is there so much support for the death penalty in Taiwan?
In my opinion, I think that because Taiwanese people believe the concept of karma and the idea that those who kills others should themselves be killed. I think another reason might be that a sensational media coverage of serious crime, that media always highlight the cruelty of the crimes and the suffering of the victim. So it's very easily to stir public emotion and feel strong anger and a desire for revenge against the offender in the general public.
There's currently 36 people on death row in Taiwan, people that, of course, now are facing an even more uncertain future. Rights groups here calling for these new rules to be suspended so they can be investigated and there can be greater transparency.
Thanks, Rick. And that was lawyer Casey Yang speaking there too.